So let's start by auditing Cole Hastings. And this guy is pretty interesting because, to be honest, Cole Hastings is very interesting because his videos are explainers than anything. I mean, obviously you can see he kind of has a niche of social media, but it's pretty broad, to be honest. So let's just watch the start to his latest video.
Last week, a commencement speech at the University of Florida went mega viral. In the speech, Gloria Caulfield, vice president of a notoriously ill-received development company, expresses her thoughts on the future of AI.
The rise of artificial intelligence is the next industrial revolution.
Obviously, he's not really running a business as much as, right, because it's more of an explaining, entertaining video. Just talking about Gen Z, stuff like that. So teaching people how to do something. But let's watch a short.
What happens when we lose our ability to read long works of fiction? In his essay On Reading, author Marcel Proust states that reading, in its original essence, is that fertile miracle of communication effected in solitude. We feel quite truly that our...
Yeah, it's much more entertainment content overall. He doesn't even link you to anything at all. I'm sure that's not true. Let's audit his channel with AI. Let's check out some of his videos, because I'm sure he links some... Oh, yeah. He has a couple... Oh, there's a... Okay, so he does have some stuff. He just has his other stuff. Subscribe to the channel. Pivot. Yeah, I guess he was self-improvement. Now it's more, cultural comment. But see, look, how do I improve my life is much more of something that'll make you money. Because then you can sell people things to help improve their life. You can't really sell... This stuff is more entertained. You watch that to be entertained, not to... There's no goal learn more. About thinking about society and all that. Mostly male audience, young, professional, self-improvement. Yeah, and I bet he's still making pretty good money just because of his views. He's running more of a job than a business. Let's see what... More entertainment than education, and he's not really selling anything. Look at this from the perspective of someone trying to grow a business through YouTube, personal brand, and what are the good and bad lessons. Business score. See, that's too high. 3 to 5. He's creator-led, not business-led. Strong personal media brand. Media versus business, exactly. He's not selling anything, and that's the problem. Which is fine if he loves to make videos. It just doesn't convert. So for us, he's a study for audience growth, but not for turning that growth into an actual business necessarily. Good lessons to copy. Broad emotional topics grow fast. Yeah, that is definitely true. How to build a morning routine. Yeah, so he doesn't do things that are more educating based on your own experiences. It's more. Instead, it's looking at the world with an outside view. It's more reach. Yeah, and reach isn't bad. Views aren't bad. Obviously, views are good. It's just they're not the most important thing for money. And if you want to make money, there's different ways to do it, obviously, but if you want the best and most important way to make money, obviously it's not going to be going for the most views or virality. We are going to... Yeah, he builds trust before selling. He doesn't sell at all, he just builds trust. That's his problem. He feels like someone thinking out loud. Yeah, he's not funneling people into anything. That makes people trust him more. Do not make every video feel like a pitch. But he's not making it feel like a pitch at all, because trust matters financially if you eventually point it somewhere. He's not pointing it somewhere. He's building this trust without pointing it anywhere. So it's directionless, and that direction is what's going to turn into money. He gives his people a language for their problems. This is huge. His audience watches because he explains what they already feel but could not explain. That's powerful branding for you. Don't just say social media is bad. So you're not lazy. Your whole day is designed to break your attention. He reframes things. That frames the pain better. He evolved with his audience. He started with self-improvement, moved into deeper cultural stuff. I like this evolvement. That is smart. His 20-year-old, 2-year-old viewer did not want the same wake up at 5 a.m. content forever. But I feel like at least selling, here's how to improve your life, gives you more of a direction to make money than let's talk about the world today. But a brand can mature. Adapting is not necessarily a bad thing. Definitely, I went with what he wanted, which is great. Bad lessons, what not to copy. Weak business intent. This is the main issue. A lot of his videos create viewers, not buyers. Someone who watches why Gen Z will start the next revolution is not obviously about to buy a course. Obviously not. I don't look at that and say, oh my god, this guy just delivered so much value that the next step, because the next step should be, I want to buy from this guy. And the next step isn't obviously, I want to buy from this guy, especially not something of value. Maybe he could sell a higher level of entertainment, or just, since so many people will watch his videos, he can get 1% of them or 0.1% of them to buy some supplements or whatever that he links. Buy some supplements or whatever that he links in the description. But at the end of the day, that's going to be not a lot of money. For business, this is dangerous. The audience is engaged but commercially blurry. You want videos that attract people with a problem you can solve. Too much entertainment, not enough transformation, and I would add not enough action. His content makes people feel seen, but after the video, that was interesting. I do want to point out one thing here, which is that a great thing for him could be a community. His content is very community focused, and if I was in his shoes, I'd create a school community or something. I'd advertise the crap out of it, and then I'd put a paid tier of some self-improvement, like mentorship one-on-one, make it $300 a month for people who really got that money, and then that would be a good way to monetize. Because his content is very community focused. That said, too much entertainment, not enough transformation, not enough education. Cole's content makes people feel seen, but then they say, that was interesting, not, I need his system. You want the viewer to say, I need that, I want that from them, they can give it to me for money. You want the viewer going to you, giving you their money. For a business, you want the viewer thinking, this guy understands my problem and probably has the solution. It's also hard to productize. I would say community is the best for him, but what exactly does he sell? Critical thinking? How do you turn that into something you can sell for $10? Self-mastery? Well, but a lot of people are going to be just listening to these videos, not in a position to buy from him, so that's draining a lot of his money, or his opportunity for money. A novel, he is doing that, but a lot of his people probably don't really want to buy a novel, don't care that much, and a novel is very low ticket. It doesn't easily scale into something that's a lot more. Philosophy, how do you sell philosophy? Coaching, probably a ton of his audience doesn't want to buy coaching. Same with community. I love his content. I'd probably join this community. Obviously, there's a lot of there's a gap between the content and what he would sell, the natural product. You want it very simple. I teach people to grow on YouTube. The natural next step is going to be a community. It's going to be YouTube coaching specifically, and everyone who watches my content is going to want that. So even if I only have 10% his audience, that's still a massive thing to funnel into money. Cole is more videos, audience likes him, maybe they buy something. A strong business has videos, email list, offer, result, right? It's very straightforward here. Not audience likes him, they might buy something, but really what are they going to buy? High production thinking trap. His style can trick beginners into thinking that they need video essays, deep research, polished scripts, big ideas. His videos are very good. That's why they get a lot of views. And that's not for everything. It can be a trap. Because a lot of beginners, that's not what's important. That's a waste of time. You can still get views. Yes, quality matters, but you don't need it. And at my stage, for instance, right, this is what ChatGPT is saying for me, that could become procrastination. You need proof of demand and money, not cinematic essays, right? His